Some of you know this story. Years ago, it started off, I guess, a few years ago. I had an addiction to coffee, specifically a place that has the word star in it. And I was drinking them big old whatever they were. And I drink 3 or 4 or 5 of those a day. And because that's how I did my all-nighters. And you think I have energy now. I was like Scrat, you know? And so one day I was at a big conference in Phoenix, Arizona, and I was getting ready to teach, and I'd gone to the restroom, and I'd come back, and all of a sudden the pattern in the walls of the restroom started moving. I was like, ooh, I remember these years. You're like, I'm not kidding. It was like, So, I left the bathroom and I went back to my booth, and Elsa Cock, I don't know if you never heard of her. She's a wonderful speaker and teacher, and Elsa was beside me in her booth. I said, Elsa, you got to pray for me. I felt like funky, weird, and so I went upstairs and to teach, and it happened again, and I collapsed. And I would find out it was vertigo. Some of you have experienced vertigo. So anyway, I got checked out by the EMS squad, which was great. They were like, oh, you're pretty healthy considering, and they were like, you'll be cane a day and it'll never come again. And I thought that was good. Well, I got back to North Carolina and I went to see the doctor, make sure I didn't have anything wrong with me. You're fine, good. I'm at an event in South Carolina, it happens again. This time I just got out of my car to walk into a restaurant after I'd spoken, and I collapsed. Bless his heart, these guys had to carry me out to my car and take me to a friend's house to stay there for a week to get better. By then I said, okay, I need an MRI. Obviously I've got something wrong with my brain. I need some more care. And between the time then and the time to get the MRI, I collapsed again in Greensboro. This time I was out of work for about 3 months. I was in the hospital for 4 days because I could not stand up or open my eyes. I couldn't be vertical. I tell you all this to tell you that I kept asking the doctors, what is wrong with me? And he started saying, well, tell me about your life. What do you eat? What do you drink? How much do you sleep? What do you do for fun? How do you rest? I'm like, rest? Yeah, that's a good word. Because I have to work. Because this field of ministry is tough. Singles, woohoo, everybody just loves singles ministry. That's why there's so many. And so I'm working and working and working because I guess I don't believe God can open doors. I don't believe he can bring me the jobs. I don't believe he can bring the churches to call me to pick up the phone and have me come and speak. I'm just trusting in my ability instead of God's ability. So I'm drinking all this coffee to stay awake and not sleeping and not resting and not taking care of myself because I have to do the work. I've got to reach the churches. I've got to do it because God can. He needs me to do it. And then God said, I allowed you to get vertigo the first time, you didn't get it. I allowed you the second time to get it, you didn't get it. Third time, you're out of work now. Maybe you'll get it. The doctor came back and he says, I think what it is the caffeine, it's the trigger. Because you're not getting rest, because you're not sleeping, you drink the coffee because you're working too much. You're working too much because you're not trusting God. And it was a pattern, it was a formula. So now I have 1 cup of coffee in the morning, and I don't have any more coffee. And if I'm tempted at night to drink a cup of coffee, I know, why am I tempted to drink? Because I'm trying to stay up late. Why am I trying to stay up late? Because I didn't get the work done. Why didn't I get the work done? Because I didn't know how to say no. And we have all of that in our lives, but it's in different ways. It's in different ways. And one way or the other, the enemy wants to kill you. He wants to destroy you. And he'll find a way. And he'll do it in the nicest thing. He'll do it in ministry. Through a cup of coffee. Somebody recently gave me a star card. And I'm thinking, probably never use it because I don't really go there anymore. I get their tea because it's so wonderful to see I finally got it, Lord. I need to rest when I get tired, and I need to stop trying to do everything in my power and let you do it, because if you've anointed me, you've appointed me, you will equip me, and you will provide. Amen? So where do you go? Where do you start? What is keeping you from being able to rest, relax, and renew? Hebrews 12, 1-3 says, therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, I love this verse. Let us throw everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles. Let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. See, he's not upset that we're moving fast. It's okay that we have energy and we're getting things done, but we have to have a balance. Let us fix our eyes on Jesus, the author and the perfecter of our faith. For the joy set before him endured the cross, scorning its shame, and he sat down on the right hand of the throne of God. Consider him who endured such opposition from sinful men, so that you will not grow weary and lose heart. Wow, so you mean the key is not the idol of success, or even if my idea of success, Lord, was for you. I mean, you may work at your secular job, and you're doing it so that you can provide for your family, you can provide for yourself. It's not a bad thing to want to work hard. It's not a bad thing to want to work late and all those things. But when it becomes instead of God, and especially if we're not listening to him when he's telling us to go home, when he's telling us to stand up to people who might be pushing us, we have to then say, well, you know what? I'd rather live off less and be right with Christ than to have it all and be burned out and completely destroyed. So what do I need to take off my plate? What is so easily entangling me? You mentioned, Michelle, relationships. Who do I need to let go of permanently? Who's trying to control my life? Who's pulling me away from God? Either people need to be pushing you towards Christ,